Jubilation, folks. Jubilation on a chat with Glendora. This ad is from the New York Times, December the 1st, Sunday, and it's in the news section, page 16. It's not in a supplement. And Scott Eberling is here today to tell you what the good news is.
Yes, the good news is President Trump will give the vegan people will give $1 million to the veterans if President Trump goes vegan by January 1st. That's just great. Dear President Trump, I'm Yvonne, the president of the Animal Heroes Kid.
Is it Yvonne or is it Evan?
Evan.
You think it's Evan?
It's Evan, E-V-A-N. Evan, I'm president of the Animal Hero Kids, and I'd like to make you an offer. We will give $1 million to our amazing veterans if you go vegan for January.
Oh! We're going to give President Trump $1 million. No, they're going to give the veterans $1 million if President Trump will go vegan the month of January 2020.
How about 2 months? Why not? What? Do it all year, Mr. Trump. Now I know what we're thinking. Why should I do that? Well, we want to make America healthy again, and a plant-based diet could prevent treatment and even reverse many serious diseases, including some of America's biggest killers: heart disease, stroke, type 2 diabetes, Alzheimer's disease, obesity, and certain cancers. That's a big wow.
It is a big mouthful.
Not only will you benefit the veterans charities of your choice and the health of a great nation, but by going vegan for 1 month, you would also be helping the economy, cardiovascular disease, and stroke already create more than $329 billion in health care and lost productivity, while American Diabetes Association has estimated the total cost of the economy of diagnosed diabetes exceeded $327 billion. That's billion with a B. In 2017 alone.
He is saying if you go vegan, you will help decrease those diseases.
Absolutely, decrease the diseases, and they've calculated a cost of lost productivity, $329 billion in healthcare cost, while the American Diabetes Association has estimated the cost for the economy of diagnosed diabetes exceeding $327 billion in 2017 alone. No.
This boy, Evan, is writing this letter to President Trump. Is that what's going on?
He's going to give $1 million if President Trump goes vegan for the month of January 2020. That's a great challenge.
Yes, it is.
Furthermore, transitioning to a sustainable, clean planet-based food system will benefit our farmers economically and ecologically and improve the well-being at the same time. As you know, January is a time for new beginnings.
Yep.
And we aim to help and support people as they transition to a healthier plant-based diet. Everyone is welcome to take part in the Go Vegan for January pledge by signing up at milliondollarvegan.com.
Would you read that last sentence again, dear?
Sure. As you know, January is a time for new beginnings and an aim to help and support people as they transition to a healthy plant-based diet. Everyone is welcome to take part and go vegan for January. Pledge by signing up at milliondollarvegan.com. What?
So they have a website, and that apparently is putting up the money, right?
Yes. milliondollarvegan.com
$1,000,000.com.
is putting up the $1 million if President Trump goes vegan in January 2020 for 1 month.
And then we can do what? We can go sign.
So we can sign up. We can pledge. Everyone is welcome to take part. Go vegan for January. Pledge by signing up at milliondollarvegan.com.
Hey, I'll do it. I already am.
Yes, you already. You've been way ahead of President Trump for decades.
That's right.
Sign up at milliondollarvegan.com, where they will receive a free vegan starter kit, a health and nutrition guide,
Oh, could use those, yeah.
delicious recipes,
Ooh.
email support throughout the month. They will also find some incredible stories by fellow Americans, including veterans, who have turned their lives around by adopting a plant-based diet.
Well, this is true.
You
This
know,
is true.
a lot of the athletes have gone to
Oh,
vegan. You know, even Tom Brady.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's gone vegan on the New England Patriots, and
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
so
Is he a big fellow?
he's a quarterback. Yeah, big guy.
Wow.
And as a token of our gratitude, we would be delighted to provide delicious plant-based version of all favorite foods for you personally at the White House. Mr. President, let's make America healthy again. We want a healthy America. Respectfully, vegan Evan.
Yeah, Evan is offering to send the vegan food to the White House in case President Trump doesn't have it. That's what he said, isn't it?
Yeah, he's got a personal chef, you know, many probably, President Trump.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I guess so.
we would be delighted to provide delicious plant-based versions of all your healthy foods for you personally
Sure.
at the White House.
You see what he's saying? You can keep on with the foods you've always had, but these are plant-based versions.
Absolutely. So everybody take the pledge and go to milliondollarvegan.com and get your starter kit. It's so easy, and you're going to be thankful that you did.
May I show it to him again?
Absolutely.
Now, is that a picture of Evan? How old does he look to you?
He looks like a young boy, so I don't know.
11?
Sponsored by
9? I guess he's 9 years old.
Make America Healthy Again. Go vegan.
And you read every word, Scott?
I did.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
So
New York Times, December 1st, page 16.
in the news, it's not a supplement.
Yeah,
So-
that's right, not a supplement.
Go to your library or, look it up. But it's a great article and a great challenge, and I hope President Trump takes the challenge.
And you know, folks, I know how much that ad cost. In the 1980s, the late 1980s, I bought a full-page ad in the New York Times for my television advertising business called Glendora TV Ads, and it cost $10,000 then.
Wow, 1980.
Now, what do you think it costs now?
Probably a lot more.
Yeah.
Probably add a couple more zeros on that.
Okay. Well, that's good. So you were saying you had a pretty slow trip coming back from Worcester to
Yeah, with traffic.
Albany on Thanksgiving
Yeah,
weekend, after Thanksgiving.
after Thanksgiving, I tried to get a day ahead, and it was just slow going. Everybody had the same idea. Coming back from Worcester back home here to East
Well, that's
Green.
what did it. It was they were all coming back from the weekend.
All
They're
coming back
down
from
there
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving, then come back for the weekend.
Yeah, so I came back Saturday and not Sunday, and it was a lot of traffic, but good weather, but slow going.
And you said you were hung up an hour?
An hour on I-90, waiting to get onto the Mass Pike from I-90 to 290 down to 90.
That's that point where they come in from Connecticut.
Yes. And then it was slow on the Pike from exit 12 down to 10, that 12-mile section, because they go down to New York City, or they split
Oh yeah,
going west to Springfield or Albany.
oh yeah, yeah.
So, but done the trip many times. So.
Was this the worst?
No, I've had one that's even been longer than that. So.
That's your sister who lives down there, right?
And my niece lives down there.
Oh, it's your niece?
Yep. She's
Oh, your sister lives in Michigan.
Yes.
Okay. Well, you want to know something, folks? The Glendora Vegetarian Club has always met the last Wednesday of the month. And this year, the last Wednesday of the month is Christmas. We're meeting just the same. I'm not changing it because I've worked too hard and spent too much money drilling into people's head that we meet the last Wednesday of the month. So we're having our Glendora Vegetarian Club on Christmas. 6 o'clock. What do you do on Christmas? Do you know?
I don't know yet.
Yeah.
That's upside down.
Makes more sense.
There you go.
The famous author was asked, what do you consider your greatest work of fiction? And he said, my income tax form. By April 15th, folks, 50 million income tax forms will have been filed. That does not include those that will have been chiseled. And name us one person who has any money left over on April 15th, income tax day. I can. H&R Block. No. Did you hear about the family who was so rich that they bought a boy for the dog? And Ed said the neighborhood in which he grew up was so tough and so rough that the good humor man used to come around in an armored truck. Let's see, what's after that, Scott?
A woman hiking.
Oh yeah, the Women's Hiking Club, Scott.
Yeah.
They call themselves the walkie-talkies. And then what's next?
What's next? The best kisser, it says there, country.
What's this one? Oh, the Undertaker.
Undertaker.
Yeah, the Undertaker who signed all of his letters. Eventually yours. And I have written my will, and I'm going to read it to you. Glendora, being of sound mind, spent all of her money. Okay. The teacher left the room, and the boy wrote on the blackboard, "I'm the best kisser in this class." The teacher came back and made him stay after school, and the little girl said, "See, it doesn't pay to misbehave." And he says, "No, but it pays to be advertising."
Country store.
Oh yeah, an advertising salesman was trying to sell an ad to a country store owner, and the country store owner says, "I've been here 100 years, people can find me." And the advertising salesman says, "You see that church up there in the hill? It's been there 300 years, but every Sunday morning they ring the bell." Let's see, what after that?
Large jumbo.
Yeah. A traveler came into the drugstore and he says, I want a small tube of toothpaste. The druggist says, it comes in large, jumbo, and giant. If you want a small, you've got to buy large.
That's it, I think, on that sheet there.
Here's one note, isn't it? Oh yes, Scott,
Out of-
you can die old at 30, or you can die young at 90, at 70.
There you go.
Can't you?
You can.
Depending on whether you're vegan, maybe?
That's,
The
customer.
yeah, the traveler said to the customs agent, you do not have to go through all of my luggage. The only thing in there is clothes. Just then the customs agent pulled out a bottle of bourbon, and the traveler says, that's my nightcap. Daddy, what causes rain? Low pressure areas, cold fronts, and the first day of your vacation.
Vacation.
Yeah, a man says vacations are no problem to me. My boss tells me when I'm going, and my wife tells me
Where?
when. All right, you have anything to add, Scott?
No, we had our first storm of December. We had December 1st, 2nd. I think we set a record in the Albany airport for 18 or 19 inches. That brings us up to the 8th snowiest December storm. We went from 10 up to 8.
Really?
Yeah. And other places up in the hills got more than that, like 28 inches. So this was a big storm. It took quite a while to dig out, but the DOT, they did a great job here in Albany,
really?
in Albany, New York.
They did a good job, did they?
Yeah, the highways were good. Some streets and just got secondary priority, but they eventually got taken care of. But
Folks, what happened the first time it snowed in Atlanta? What happened the first time it snowed in Atlanta?
What?
The natives thought it was an explosion of grits. So that would be storm number 2, and then we had a little bit yesterday, did we?
we had a couple inches yesterday, maybe inch and a half yesterday, and the higher elevations last night up in Clifton Park, Saratoga. Going north, it was treacherous travel, they were saying on the radio, and I was not going in that direction, but it was just real slow going north to Glens Falls, where they had their Christmas tree lighting. But so just slow down. It's early in the year. We're going to have more storms, so take it slow and be careful out there.
Now, have you been in touch? Do you have your phone with you?
I do.
I was wondering if you're able to look up the Capital District Vegan Network and tell us what they have going maybe this week.
Let me see what is going. What is happening with the Capital Region Vegan Network this week?
Isn't it wonderful?
It's pulling it up here. Events. One of the greatest ways to connect with others about veganism and animal rights is face-to-face. That's why we place so much time and energy into hosting and participating in as many events as possible throughout the year, including our highly anticipated annual Vegan Fest. And that was in September of this year, of 2019. We'll do it again next year in September 8th or 9th of 2020. Will be our next Albany Vegan Fest.
Say that again, Scott.
We'll have another, it's on a Sunday. It's in first Sunday in September usually of 2020. There'll be an Albany Vegan Fest in Albany, New York. And we have a new location that's much larger. So December 8th, it says here, there's going to be a vegan cookie swap. and taking place Sunday, December 8th. More details for registering coming soon.
That's next Sunday, huh?
It's tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
So today is,
Well, it's next Sunday.
the next Sunday coming up is tomorrow. 'Cause
Yeah.
Today's Saturday the 7th.
Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, Pearl Harbor Day, yeah. So that's what's coming up there. Let me just see here.
You know, yesterday I was thinking, yesterday, December 6th, I was thinking that those Japanese pilots were just leaving Japan with their planes loaded with bombs,
You're right, yeah.
going clear across the Pacific, and knowing they would never come home again because their instructions were to dive their planes into the ships, to ruin the ships. What they're called kamikaze.
Kamikaze.
Something like that. Isn't that something in those
That-
youth?
Yeah, that's
Knowing that
young pilots knowing they weren't going to come back.
they never would be coming back.
This says, want to become part of CRVN, which is the Capital Region Vegan Network? Become
Yeah.
a proud member. Host and or participate in at least one event, and you can find us hosting potlucks, fundraisers, classes, guest speakers. So there's a lot that we can do. We just need your help to help.
And how do you do that, Mr. Ebeling?
You can join now and just sign up. I just Google this here on my phone, and you log in with use a username and password, and then you can it'll just take you as a new user. So it's really very easy.
I know you belong.
Yes, I do.
I'm sure I belong. I think I'm sort of like a benefactor, I think.
Yes, you've been way ahead of the curve for a long time. That's for sure.
And what's the name of some? I know one fellow there, Jim LaSalle. He's the treasurer. He pretty much is the driving force behind the Veggie Fest. Is the Veggie Fest going to be in Albany or in Troy
It's
next year?
going to be in Albany at the Albany Capitol Center in September of 2020. We had it September 8th of 2019, so it's usually the first Sunday in September at the Albany Capitol Center. It's a new location, it's much larger, and a lot of vendors there, I think over 100 vendors, and you can spend all day there. Parking is underneath, so don't worry about that. Just come and learn and enjoy and try all the vegan food that is to offer. You know.
Oh yeah, a load of them. Anthony's Vegan Pizza. Where is the Capitol Center? Would you give us the directions? Say, for instance, from south east, where is it?
Directions to the Albany Capitol Center, Albany, New York.
To God be the glory, great things he hath done. So loved he the world, he gave us his Son. Who offered
It
his
says
life and
take exit 6A to merge onto I-787 towards Albany, and then keep left to merge onto I-787 Albany. Go 1.9 miles to exit 3B, and then onto Madison Avenue towards US 20, Port of Albany. 800 feet, you continue to Madison Avenue towards US 20 West, and turn right onto South Pearl Street, and turn left onto Market, and you're 600 feet. So it's
gee, that sounds easy.
55 Eagle Street, Albany, New York, 12207 is the Capitol Center for next year's Vegan Fest. So never too early to sign up, or call the Capital Region Vegan and get information on how to be a member. But So it's a great event. I went there last year, had a great time.
Well, I went there 2 years ago, and you could hardly move. There were so many people.
Well, we've got a larger place and a lot of open space. As I said, a lot of vendors were there. So it's well worth your time to come. And
That's it.
if you want to pay extra for a VIP pass, you get your own room you can sit. They have you free samples they give you so it's you get early into the show to preview it for the first 15 minutes and look around before the crowds come. So
The admission's free, isn't it?
yeah, unless you want to pay for a VIP ticket and get in early and get some samples and talk to vendors before it opens.
Oh, yeah.
So
And then you have to pay for that?
had to pay for that.
How much?
I don't remember, but I don't maybe 20, 30 bucks. So, but other than that, it's
Well, I think I've
that's it.
completed all of my announcements for this week for the Glendora Vegetarian Club.
Yep, it's the Albany Capitol Center on 55 Eagle Street in Albany, New York.
Yeah, good.
Okay.
And we are going to start year 8, the last Wednesday of February. That starts year 8 for the Glendora Vegetarian Club.
Very good.
Uh-huh.
So just,
We have spent $32,000.
wow.
We've put in 1,000 hours of work, and we have 800 pages of record.
That's awesome. That's great.
Thank you for being such a supportive member.
Okay.
All right, you're going to shut off. Go ahead, Scott. Let me give them a benediction, okay?
Okay.
All right. Breathe on you, breath of God, until you are wholly thine. Breathe on us, breath of God, till we are wholly thine, until this earthly part of us glows with thy spirit divine.